Welcome to Biz Alchemy, a podcast about creating a new business paradigm by women, for women. I'm your alchemical host, Jacquelyn, and I'm going to take you on an extraordinary adventure to create a business filled with ease, fun, spaciousness, and abundance. Hustle, be gone. Let's birth a new way. Welcome back to this really special podcast episode because it's episode 111, the 111. Like, how powerful is that? It's like a portal, isn't it? This episode was going to be about the third eye because I'm still going with that series, but I didn't feel inspired. And I'm like, what a waste of a portal. I mean, not that the third eye is a waste of a portal, but if I didn't feel inspired about sharing it on episode 111, well, then that was a waste of a portal. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to share. And then just this morning, I watched a video and it just came through so strongly for me that I do want to share about how to receive your manifestations. And in many ways, this is a continuation of last week's little bonus episode I did on receiving the new moon energy. And that was all about opening your energy body to receive when you set your new moon intentions, to make sure you're in a receptive space so you can receive the manifestation of those intentions. So if you haven't listened to that, and next new moon, you might want to take advantage of it. So it's episode 110. It will always be there. You can use it every new moon. But I wanted to talk about this because it's not just for the new moon, obviously. And I created that episode because so many people use the new moon as a time to plant the seeds of their intentions. But this just works for manifestation. It's all very well to go through your little manifestation rituals, however they might look, and they're all powerful and, often effective, but not always effective. And this is because certain things that you are trying to manifest into your life, that you are creating to bring into your life, you are not open to receiving. There is something within your energy body that is blocking the receiving of that. Now, this could be because of the vibrational frequency that you are in at the time the focus on manifesting is happening. And really, when you think about it, we are manifesting in every single moment of every single day. That's what enables us to either just stay on the same timeline we're on, because we're just constantly reinventing ourselves, and we either just keep doing it in the same way, or something shifts within us and enables us to shift to another timeline. So if you are in a lower frequency of vibration because of the emotions that you're feeling at the time and manifesting from that place, well, obviously what you manifest in matches your vibration. We all know about the law of attraction. So that's definitely one aspect of manifesting, and there are many people out there who talk about that, and I'm sure you're very aware of that as well. But there's another component that I want to bring in here. And in many ways, this is the component that we are really focusing on in my Patreon membership, the Receiving Channel. And that is that often when we are manifesting, when we are intentionally creating something that we want in our life right now, we have some sort of attachment to the how. We put some conditions in place because of our experience or our beliefs about how something can come to us, because we are in that sort of energetic matrix of going, well, if I want to have my own house, I have to have a deposit. And to get that deposit, I have to bring in that money through my business or my business as well as my partner's income. So we've got these conditions. So while we are there going, okay, I'm creating this house. Oh, I can feel it. I feel amazing. I'm in this house. Yes, I can feel it all around me. But meantime, you've got these conditions in place around how you receive that house. And this can result in either that manifestation taking a very long time or not coming to you at all. And these conditions really come from you trying to control the situation. Or another way of looking at that is you not trusting that there is an infinite number of ways that you can manifest that house into your life. So this is what I mean by putting conditions on it. And the way that we talk about this in the receiving channel is about having all our channels to receiving open. Because as soon as you put conditions, you limit the number of channels that you can receive whatever it is that you are creating. And you know what? You do not realize how many conditions you have about how you will receive something into your life until you have this awareness, until you really do start to open up all of those channels, remove those conditions, and enable the magic to come into your life and create the life of your dreams. Now, as I just alluded to when talking about the manifesting of the house, we have been programmed to manifest through money. Like, we believe that the money we earn, it's usually income even more than money, but the money we earn, that income, whether that's through employment, whether that's through our business, that is the path to manifesting our desires. So if we want a house, okay, how do I bring more income into my business? We see money as the channel or income as the channel. This is a program which has been run for a very long time in our society, and it's a program that is about to collapse. So part of opening now to new channels of receiving, to removing the conditions, is to prepare you for the new way. And we could link it in with the Aquarian age, but we will step into our power as creators, removing those conditions and realizing that we receive everything that we require through many channels. And it does not have to come through that income channel, which we then convert into whatever it is that we are wanting. How exciting is that? It's really interesting because I've been aware of this for a very long time. I reckon probably since I first had my son, so 25 years ago. Since I first had my son. I mean, I only had him once. That was not quite well around. So I had my first child 25 years ago. And, over the years of especially raising my kids, I went through lots of money stuff. In fact, I went through bankruptcy at one stage when I separated from their dad. And that was, it was huge. So money has been a big part of my life, and or not having money has been a big part of my life. And I think I've picked that point at 25 years ago because that's around where I started on my journey of understanding energy. And so that started my journey also looking at money in a different way. But I was an amateur. And to be honest, part of the reason that the bankruptcy happened was because I was on this spiritual path of, the universe will provide, and, if it's meant to be, it will come to me. And this was the time when I was just starting my tours to France, taking groups there. I remember needing some money to go to buy the flights. And, the credit card company offered me an increase in my limit. And it was like, look, the universe provides in such unusual ways. Look, I've got an increase. Anyway, so that sort of began my downfall. I won't say my downfall. That was a massive, massive lesson for me. And it's not really actually one I've talked about much, but I recognize that my journey around money is an important journey for me this lifetime. But what I want to say, I didn't really mean to go there, but what I want to share with that is I knew, even with my poor interpretation maybe of the universe providing at that point, but I also knew that I would receive everything that I required. And as time went on, I was able to give my kids whatever they required. Not just me, their dad and I, put them through, all of them through a private Steiner school, and I never had much money. It came, it happened. Like everything was created, even though I rarely had any money in my bank account. I just lived hand to mouth. But I still was able to live the life that I actually wanted to live. But I still had all the lack stories because my bank account didn't have the money. So behind all of that, there was still an understanding, but I couldn't quite grasp it, but it was there, that there was something fake about this whole way of being, that I actually didn't need money as such, that system, like I knew there was another system, another way, but I was experimenting with all these different ways and it wasn't quite coming into being for me. But it's just like I knew I didn't need to buy a house. We tried it once for 18 months when Max was born, but I didn't last very long because the gypsy in me just felt too held down by that. So I knew I didn't want to do things the traditional way. It just wasn't my way. But I also knew that I could live the exact life I wanted to live without having to go through those traditional programs. And obviously there's been challenges. There's been huge challenges in that. But that's what my soul's come here to learn. And actually, since I began the receiving channel at the beginning of May, so 11 months, interesting, 11 months ago, I have opened a portal actually. So that's why this is episode 111 and it was 11 months ago, because I have opened a portal for me to be able to shift timelines easily. I have removed so many conditions and I know there's still more there, but the shift into what I have created in my life, what has come to me in that 11 months is massive, but it is not through traditional ways. So I'm going to give a couple of examples just so you can see how this work has really shifted my energy. It's not work. It's play. But how this play has shifted my energy. In July last year, I moved into a new home. It's my friend's home. And we decided that we'd like to start our own little community, but we decided to just do it with what we have. Now, she owns a beautiful home on the beach in Suffolk Park, which is just south of Byron Bay, like on the beach. Okay, so I walk out the back and the beach is there. Now, in my manifesting, I could have never created this. Like in a million years, I've been going, well, how do I get the deposit for that? If I was feeling like I had to buy it. But this home is like my home. My friend views it as my home as well. And I get this incredible luxury in many ways. I'm living in this luxurious place with a couple of gardeners and the cleaner who comes every week. And if anything goes wrong, it's repaired straight away. How could I have manifested that if I was wanting to receive it through traditional channels? I don't know. But here I am in this place. What is strange about this? I'm 55 now. And I remember when I started my business years ago, and I said to my son, by the time I'm 55, I'm going to have my own house. And you guys can come and spend Christmas with me. And I feel like it's going to be near the beach and it's going to be this timber house. And anyway, I know when I turned 55 last May, that was now, I thought about it, went, okay, well, that didn't happen. And then I moved into this place and it was like, okay, it didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen, but here I am living in this house on the beach. And then because my friend went away for Christmas, all my kids came and stayed in this house, and we had a few days here on the beach, like almost like exactly what my vision was. But I thought it was my house in that I owned it. My name was on the document. But it didn't. It happened in a really different way. So I still created it, but the channel it came through was different to the channel that I had thought. I'll give a couple more examples because I just think it's really helpful for me actually to look back over the last 11 months. But even my trip to Europe, I really wasn't thinking about going back to Europe, and the way that that manifested so quickly, so powerfully, just by me acting on a little bit of inspiration. And then within, such a short time, I had an 8-week holiday booked in Europe, holding 2 events, and the possibility of a third, stay tuned for that, but holding 2 events, one in France, one in England, holidaying there, catching up with so many friends, my daughter coming over to have a couple of weeks in Croatia with me, and all of that, boom, just manifested. Again, if I'd have been thinking, okay, I've got to increase my income in my business so that I can go on a 2-week holiday this year, that would have been a traditional way where I put conditions on it through my business. Now, in many ways, it still came through my business, but not through the way I would have thought. So this is about removing the conditions, opening the channels. And now the third example I've got, which is more recent, is I have been driving around for the last 12 months in a really old car that was my daughter's, and she had upgraded, and at the time I'd sold my car, and so I just said, I'm just going to buy that for now until I decide what I want. Well, I didn't really get around to deciding what I wanted, and I was still driving around in this old car. And then in the end, my mum and her partner moved into an aged care facility, and they had just bought a new car. And so, I said to her partner, look, what are you going to do with the car? Because, I'm sort of needing a car. And I just said, I'm happy. Take it off the will. That's fine. Anyway, he did. So he just went, yep, that's fine. That works well. Here, I've transferred the registration over to you. And boom, I had a virtually new car, just like that. It took a little bit of action on my part. It took for me to ask, but just because that inspiration had come through, and I thought, well, there's no harm asking. But it just came to me. Even talking about it, I'm blown away, because this is what happens when you remove the conditions, when you remove the programming about the fact it has to come through your income. And when you open the channels to receiving in all ways. This is the new way. This is the new paradigm. And this is exactly what we are exploring and playing with and living in the receiving channel. So I had decided from the 1st of April to the 7th of April within the receiving channel that I was going to offer a little bit of motivation for everyone to really expand on their receiving skills by offering a 7-day, I'm going to call it a receiving evolution. I'm not going to call it a challenge. How can you put receiving and challenge together? I mean, it feels like the word challenge sort of negates the receiving, doesn't it? So I'm going to call it a receiving evolution. 7 days, and we're going to do this together. It's very simple, but I just want to keep it fresh in everyone's mind to open to receiving and honoring how they're receiving. So I decided to do this within the channel, and although I haven't told them yet, although they will know once they listen to this, but then I thought, why not put this out there? Why not share it with everyone? So you can come and be a part of this. You need to join the Patreon group to do that, but you can join for 14 Australian dollars or 10 US it is, or whatever it is in your currency, for a month and then leave. So you can join and you can be part of the receiving evolution, plus you can access all the meditations. There's 22 there now. Oh, the number's magical today. You can receive all of those listen to them all. You can be part of our chat, which is where the Receiving Evolution will happen. And then you can cancel your Patreon membership. So you can just come and be part of it for the month. You might love it so much you think, well, hang on, no, I want to stay here because, wow, things are shifting. So you can do it at that level. There's still a couple of places left if you wanted to join. That's the meditator level. If you wanted to join at the activator level, which is 44 Australian dollars, there's still a couple of places left. And with that, you get a personal reading and you also get access to my course, The Alchemy of Receiving. Again, you might just join for a month and go, yep, that's enough. I'm full. I've received everything I require. So I just wanted to let you know that if you do want to be part of the Receiving Evolution, you can join. You can just stay for the month and just see the shifts that occur in your receiving in that time as you shift out of some of those conditions. So if you want to check out the receiving channel, it's at patreon.com/Jacquelyn Atkins. I will put the link in the show notes. I would really love to have you there for the Receiving Evolution. I mean, I would just love to have you there because we really are creating magic and we are creating a foundation for this new paradigm. We are opening ourselves to receive so that we are fully supported in our work, in our joy, in who we came here to be and what we came here to share. And that does not have to be through the traditional channels of income. Okay? So that's the big, whoa, get your mind around that because that's where we're going. So I'd love you to come on this journey with me. Until next time, bring on the alchemy. Thanks for listening to Biz Alchemy. I'm Jacquelyn Atkins. If you'd love to know more about the energy of business, join my newsletter list at jacquelynatkins.com and check out my receiving channel on Patreon at patreon.com/Jacquelyn Atkins. Until next time, enjoy creating alchemy in your biz.